What's going on, guys? Connor Wells here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me for another video. Hope you're all safe and well and doing okay. This is only going to be a very short video. I've not really sort of planned like a script or any sort of structure to this video. I've actually put off making this video for quite a few days now. If you can tell by the title and the thumbnail of this video, I am talking about the Canon M50 Mark II. Now, this obviously isn't the Canon M50 Mark II, as you can tell by the title. I am sort of discouraging people from buying the Canon M50 Mark II. I, like most Canon shooters who are invested in the M series of cameras, the M series lenses, I think it's fair to say are thoroughly disappointed in Canon. A lot of people saw rumor sites like Canon Rumors, who are pretty accurate with their rumors and posts, saw some incredible looking specs, nothing too over the top, but the good amount of upgrade from the original Canon M50. And when Canon released the details and the full specs of the Mark II, it was very much a letdown, and I'm going to say it's something that very much could have been done as a software update. What Canon has done with the Canon M50 Mark II is they've released the body of the Canon M50, the original M50. There's no structural change to the body of the camera. It's the same flash, same sensor, same twisty out screen, which, you know, is great for vloggers and people who require that. I'm currently shooting on a Canon M50 right now. They've basically released the same body, given it a different name, and some very minor specs that, in my opinion, aren't needed. One thing they focused on is the fact that it can now shoot in portrait mode. Yeah, that's great, but it takes like 2 seconds to turn a landscape video to portrait in post. Just rotate it 90 degrees. It's something that can be done in seconds when you go to edit your footage. I don't really think that's a necessary thing to have in a camera, and probably could have been done as a software update on the original M50. They've also improved the autofocus on the Mark II. That's great, but the autofocus wasn't the problem on the original M50. The problem was the battery life and the crippled 4K. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the 4K was pretty much unusable. I'm shooting in the 4K mode right now, but it's not very user-friendly. By that I mean there is an additional crop to the 1.6 crop from the APS-C sensor, and you lose the dual pixel autofocus, which is great. They did not really need to change the dual pixel autofocus. They've put it to dual pixel autofocus too, but they didn't. It wasn't something that needed to be done. That wasn't the main problem with the Canon M50. You're still getting the same cropped 4K with contrast-based autofocus, which is pretty much unusable. You're still getting up to 1080p in 60 frames a second and 120 frames per second in 720. Not that I think anybody should or is shooting in 720p anymore, but it's a disappointment. I pretty much discourage people from buying the Canon M50 Mark II. In my opinion, if people go to me and ask, oh, I want to get a new camera, I want to start YouTube, what should I get? What's a good entry-level camera? Just buy the original Canon M50. Now that they've released the Mark II, the price on this is going to drop significantly. So needless to say, I won't be buying the M50 Mark II. I, like most people, am thoroughly disappointed in Canon. I thought they had changed their ways, you know, particularly with the R5. Obviously, there's a little bit of controversy with the overheating on the R5 and the R6, sorry, but I pretty much thought they changed their ways. With the R5 and the R6, they had chucked every spec we could possibly want. 1080p, 120 frames a second. Here you go, perfect. 4K, 120 frames a second, amazing. I'll take that as well. 8K, I probably won't be using it too much, but the fact that it's there is nice. And I pretty much thought that Canon had changed their ways. They were just going to listen to their audience, but no, they've given a very disappointing camera in the M50 Mark II. And like I said, most of that stuff should have just been done as a firmware update. So I won't be upgrading to the M50 Mark II. I'm going to be sticking with my two Canon M50s, the original ones, until I have saved enough money to buy an upgraded camera. I don't know whether it'll be another M series camera like the EOS M6 Mark II, which is a great camera and uncropped 4K with dual pixel autofocus. That could be a possible potential. or depending on how much funds I raise and all that sort of stuff, maybe investing in moving to the R series lenses and cameras. We will see. I haven't fully decided. They are very expensive, but maybe not. We'll see. One feature I actually forgot to mention about the M50 Mark II, which I guess is good, that is a good thing, is the fact that it does have clean HDMI out. Now, I use the M50 as my webcam for Zoom calls and Zoom meetings and stuff, and I use the USB input, not the HDMI, because it doesn't have clean HDMI out. I guess the good thing about the M50 Mark II is it does have clean HDMI out. I hope you found this video useful and insightful. Let me know your thoughts on the Canon M50 Mark II. Will you be upgrading, or will you be sticking to the original M50? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I've been Connor Wells, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.